Welcome to Unlocking Las Vegas with your favorite redhead realtor, Erin Pearson Mills. We're going to be covering the greater areas of Las Vegas all the way to Pahrump and Mesquite, talking about trends, events, sports, and more. I'm super excited to welcome all of our guests this year and have a great time, which is everything Unlocking Las Vegas. Hey, you guys, welcome back to the podcast, Unlocking Las Vegas. How's it going?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, who am I with? Why are you so pretty?
You're so sweet.
Okay, so we're going to do a little quick intro, like from the busiest women in Las Vegas. I swear we're the busiest women in Las Vegas.
That is true. I'll give you that.
We're like, what is it, like a tail in a room full of rocking chairs or whatever?
Yeah, I think we started out.
When I met you, we've seen each other, right?
Yep.
But when I met you, it was about a year ago, by the way. It's about a year. And I'm looking at this beautiful blonde woman going, why is she like Barbieing out right now? Like, what is happening? And then today, she told me the other day, she's like, okay, I can do the podcast, but I'm on baby watch. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean in your life?
Okay, so I'm getting ready to have grandbaby number 7. 7.
She looks like she could be having her first baby like right now.
My youngest is having a baby. We've been on baby watch for the last 48 hours. We finally got an answer. We're having a baby by Saturday morning, no matter what.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
A little girl.
Okay, that's fun.
So I have 4 grandsons. Oldest is 5. Youngest is 2. And I have 2 granddaughters, and this is going to make granddaughter number 3.
Jesus. And we are celebrating your 50th birthday.
We are February 6th. I am going to be 50 years.
7 grandkids before 50.
And that was the goal. Just for the record, that was the goal.
I don't want to have any grandkids before 50.
And they're not allowed to call me grandma.
Yeah.
I'm way too cool for that.
That's a big thing in my life. Because what is it?
They have to call me Gigi. And they don't have to. Forgive me. They call me Gigi.
Well, I love it because there's the whole, the vibe with, the Gucci symbols. I get it. I don't even know. I'm not there yet, so I'm not even going to think about it.
This is my favorite. So I had the 6 for a while. We had a hashtag, and it was Gigi 6-pack. Kids loved it.
That's cute.
Super cute. We rolled it out, and I said, Gigi 6-pack looks different these days, right?
Yeah, when you're coming up with the family hashtags, that was so big 10 years ago. Coming up here, I did weddings.
Okay.
And so coming up with the hashtags for a budding family, a budding relationship. And I was like, listen, you have to think broad. So mine was Mills Family LV. Because my husband has a million brothers and sisters with the name Mills. So I'm all Mills Family Las Vegas.
Okay, well, are you ready for the best part? When we found out that the youngest was pregnant with her second, and she shared with all the kids, they were like, you ruined mom's hashtag. Now what are we going to do? It was really sweet. So it took us about 2 or 3 months to come up with a new one. The new one is Gigi's Crew Rolling 7 Deep.
Okay, that's long.
But
I appreciate it.
Right?
I appreciate it. So my son just got his driver's license. Yay.
Oh, everybody pray. Wait, how old is he?
He's 16.
Okay, everybody pray.
He is the best driver on the planet because
Really?
I wasn't messing around. If you want to know how hard it is to get a driver's license, look at any of my social media platforms because I went through the heartache. Because it's 40 driving hours or 50 driving hours, 40 day, 10 night. We were driving to freaking Pahrump.
And now they log it on a computer. You have to turn this in if that's correct.
Yeah, well, you have to write it on a piece of paper. Start time, end time, minutes.
Okay.
So, but I got the driving logger app. I'm looking at it. I'm like, how fantastic. It connects with your car. You just put it in there, you print it. No, they didn't like it. So, by the way, I put this in there. The DMV is a cluster, as per usual. And there's so many pieces of paper. I whined about it, and everybody on social media is like, it's not that hard. And I was like, maybe I'm just too OCD, and I really want to, I don't lie. I'm everything. So when they're like, okay, he's going to go drive, but mom, you have to take this driving log printout.
And go handwrite it?
And go handwrite it because it only says the start time in 57 minutes. So I had to math 67 drives.
Oh.
From start time, then I had to math.
Well, how bad did you want him to get his license?
Well, and by the time he came back, he passed, which is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. But, okay, so I'm writing down his email address because they ask for that when you're getting your photo. And he's like, his full name, which is funny. I think I can say it. So it's Rocco Roland Nefer Mills.
I love that.
Nefer's kind of a family joke, and I was under the influence after a C-section, so I literally put it on his birth ticket. But he's like, yeah, it's Rocco Roland Nefer Mills at Gmail. I'm all, your email? I'm all, oh, it's so long. You're going to hate that one day. But anyway, I think he's the dying breed because he actually has a signature. You know, kids don't have
I think that's great at 16.
anymore.
He already has a signature.
No. Kids don't learn cursive.
Oh.
So I was asking the lady, I'm all, well, how does it go? And she's like, they just literally write out their names. I'm like, wow.
So they just print. That's their signature.
Dying breed. No more signatures.
All right, guys.
But he wants to be a football star, and so he's been practicing his signature. I was like, please don't write your football number on your driver's license, sweetie.
There you go.
Because he's like, R. Mills 67. I'm all, babe.
I love it.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about our upcoming class.
Who the hell are you? Hi. Did we even say your name?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
We're going to start with that.
Okay.
Hi, Daylene with WFG. Nice to see all of you guys.
Okay, so in our world, acronyms are way too much. What is WFG?
A lot of people ask that. The true, like the whole name of it is Williston Financial Group.
Okay, so nobody cares about that. It's WFG title. So you
title and escrow. WFG title and escrow.
You're a title rep, but you wear so many hats, and that's why we have you on here. Okay. Because as we talk about like social media, so Daylene is a title rep, has a billion agents that she is trying to make amazing to bring their escrows to her. Okay. Yep. But to make them amazing takes so many different layers. That's where we connected, because you're like, you do social media. Why don't you teach my agents? Then I can just help them because you wear too many hats.
Well, and can I tell them a really quick story of when I first met you?
Can you tell them? Yeah.
So the first time I met Aaron, we were going to a Sub2 meeting. It was on a Saturday, 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah, which is a really random thing for me to do.
I work on Saturdays. I go to open houses.
Not even that. I was just like, I don't even know what Sub2 is. Like, so it's just, how would you describe that? It's just, it's
an investor group. We work with
investors,
an investor group.
flippers. And so like, I'm in a room with like, kids with like hats on, like,
way cooler than us. And
I was like, sick. I mean, I teach the same thing, the principle that goes for a 2-year-old or a 202-year-old. So,
well, she was our main speaker that day, and I had brought in the escrow officer. Well, she comes in, she's got all these beautiful things, and she's disheveled because her phone has shut down for 12 hours.
It died. It had the wheel of death.
It was stuck. It was something. But to see how calm she was during this, I had to go over and I had to introduce myself, not knowing you were the speaker that day.
Because I'm like, does anybody know how to restart an Apple phone? At the end of the day, I just had to go get a new one. Like it was the wheel of death.
Oh, yeah. So that's how we met. Then she got up and then she told us all the amazing things that she does with Social Collective. And I called her right after that and said, what do I got to do to get you over to my office and meet with my agents?
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Right?
It's been a journey. And I was just like, who is this powerhouse? And it was awesome.
Well, thank you.
It was so fun.
Thank you.
So as we talk about all the things, because, as moms, wives, grandmas,
GG's,
juggling multiple businesses that include so many people attacking us in them, needing from us, which is why we put so much on video. Which is super important.
Yep, so absolutely. We can go back.
Yeah, I want to talk about, because we have classes at least like once a month, but sometimes we do 2 times a month, because you do have to hear something 7 times to be able to internalize it, customize it, and then be able to vocalize it.
And it creates a habit. Once you keep doing it, then eventually it's just something that you do on your daily or weekly.
Exactly. So I want to talk about the class that is coming up. So it's February 4th. I mean, if you're local, if you're watching this, that's awesome. But we do film all of this stuff and it's put into the training portal, which is the Social Collective. But because I'm not very good at it, I'm not saying I'm the mistress of the universe on everything. What do I suck at?
Google My Business?
Google My Business.
She's terrible at Google My Business.
Look, you can't. And I love to keep the mind open to be like, okay, yeah, I actually suck at that. Why don't you teach me? And so we're doing a whole collective class to where and I'm sitting in the class just like this before I talk about social media to be like, let's go. Well, how important is this?
A lot of people don't know this. And this is what I've learned like through my digital deep dives that I do with realtors and lenders. Is a lot of our consumers go to LinkedIn to verify if we're real. Mm-hmm. Are we in the business? Are we professionals? Do we have followers? Well, what we're finding, the analytics, is that people are going to your Google My Business profile, and now they're validating you there. Mm-hmm. They're verifying your reviews there. It's a free place to market. If you maximize it, it is a free place to market. But there's so many different tips and tools that are inside of it that people don't know, that once you get into it and really start to use it like you do Facebook or Instagram, you're going to start to get business off of it. I have a couple of testimonials that one gentleman just a few months ago ended up picking up a $1.9 million listing.
Just off of Google
My Business.
And you know what? We're just talking about it today. Like, this is what our classes are for, the deep dive that we film, that we put into the training portal. Okay. And generally speaking, when I give classes, I overwhelm people. It's not my MO. I want you to write it down. I want you to get into the training portal. I want you to, rinse, wash, and repeat. But this is why we have virtual assistants. And so I've had a virtual assistant for 3 years, multiple virtual assistants. We have a virtual assistant company, which is why when anybody comes to me, they're like, how, no matter where you're at,
how do you do
social media scale, whether you're a 1 or a 7, I'm barely handling these 4 to 7 platforms. And now you're telling me to add Google My Business. This is why we have virtual assistants. So literally my virtual assistants will be listening in on these classes and they're doing it for me. So because, everybody needs an assistant. So,
well, and I think you as a realtor, when me and you actually truly sat down and we weren't talking about Social Collective or social media itself.
Like just my business.
Right. But when we sat down and we truly went over and did a digital deep dive on your real estate business, I was able to identify a couple of things.
Holes.
That when I started to send you the marketing plan, you were like, holy crap, tell me more. Because a lot of agents don't know that there are other different pieces of a platform that they can add to their marketing.
Right.
That all goes into their CRM that increases more warmer leads. Mm-hmm. So, and I feel like we did that with you.
Yeah.
Now you're contacting me going, Daylene, we need this. Daylene, we need this. Daylene, we need this.
Yep, because she's like, do you MailChimp? And I was like, listen, I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I can't see all the spots on a leopard. Did you like that?
That was good.
If you're watching this, you can't count all the spots on a leopard. Like, you can't be the end all be all. And if somebody tells you they're the end all be all, keep walking.
Exactly.
Keep walking.
This is what I will say with the market and with the way that the market has changed. We have to take our business as it's our true own business. I look at myself as a consumer when I'm figuring anything out, if I'm writing something, if I'm posting something. As a consumer, what I look at that and when I continue reading it, right? Mm-hmm. And then I just go to the next level, make sure everything matches, do a digital deep dive, make sure the agent's CRMs are connected, and that they're findable. Yeah. Because believe it or not, if you don't have the name Realtor after your name on Google My Business, nobody knows who Aaron Mills is.
No. Aaron Pearson Mills. Nobody has no clue who that is. Right. Aaron Pearson Mills, Las Vegas Realtor, we're going to find you. Well, of course. Yeah.
So unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that that's really important.
Oh, I'm a Kardashian. They're just going to find me by my name. No, absolutely not.
No. And with us being in Las Vegas, believe it or not, our hours need to be 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Mm-hmm. No, I don't expect you guys to answer your phone at 2 a.m. in the morning. But remember, people from New York and Florida are looking you up.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got a bot at the bottom, so you're going to automatically know that they've contacted you. The only thing I ask is show yourself closed on Sunday. We respect Sundays, family time, things like that. Absolutely. Dinner, all of those things.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
so that's a smidge of what we're going to talk about on February 4th.
I have clients in Europe. I have clients in Australia. So it's like,
see,
it is kind of 24/7. But I mean, and that's why we deep dive on time management too, because I love to hate and hate to love when people are like, I don't have time. And I was like, if I was a fly on your shoulder for 24 hours, you would not believe how much time I would find. It's how you're choosing to spend your time and how you're choosing to manage your time. And so I think number one, no matter what, when you wake up, like, it has to start with time management. Otherwise you're going through the day like Pigpen. Do you know that reference?
Oh, I do. Like
Snoopy?
Yep.
Okay.
This is what I want to know. What time do you start in the morning?
3:45.
4:30.
Okay. Yeah, that's when my eyes open. And so, yeah. And you know what? And I like to tell people, you do you, but that's why I get up so early, because I have to focus on, and I call it the boys, because I have 2 male dogs, a son and a husband. So I only have the boys. I got to focus on them from 5 to 6:15.
Okay.
So that's their time. So my time is, for an hour and 15 minutes, and then it's game on. But for that hour and 15 minutes, it's all about me. So
I like that.
I throw on my makeup, because if I see a video, I'm making it. So I always want to be ready to go. That's just me. I throw on my makeup, do my coffee, answer my emails, do my initial posting, then do the boys. Boys, get them the heck out of the house. Then it's game on. But anyway.
Mine starts at 4:30. I get a cup of coffee in me, at least. I need 30 minutes just to wake up, then I jump on with a virtual assistant. We kind of go over what our pain points are. And then I let her go off and running. And then I try to hit the field by 8, 9 o'clock.
So what are your hours with your VA? Mine is 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have a 40-hour work week because I want her to start working because she has lists, the basic list that we do every single day. And then I'm throwing at her constantly on WhatsApp everything in my brain. She doesn't need to attend to it when she is off the clock, but it's there ready to go. So when she wakes up in the morning, she's like, oh, let me print that out. Let me get out. Oh, here's a new email you want me to send, or you want to, do this. And oh, here's several other videos I want you to edit.
Okay. So forgive me, but we start at 6 our time.
Yeah.
And I think that's 12 hours ahead.
See, I don't even know why anybody talks about, listen, they're like Vegas. They're night workers.
They are.
So I don't talk about, because everybody's like, what time is over there? Listen, it's the middle of the night. They're night workers. They work on our time.
And then I do the same thing. All my ideas, all the things that I'm thinking of, I'll put them in my WhatsApp, and all of a sudden I get back to my home computer and there's like 12 things already done for me.
Done. Yeah. So it's brilliant. And that's what, that's how really successful people manage it. And a lot of the times they're like, well, we can't afford it. Listen, at the beginning of the day, like 3 years ago, because when I got a virtual assistant, it was from a highly expensive company. Terrible. We're not even going to talk about it. We're talking, well, we will. $1,000 per month to the company, not even paying my assistant.
Oh, wow.
With the contract for 1 year. So I was like, babe, it's going to be 12 grand plus the $4 an hour. And so we took out a business loan, and I was like, it's a business loan. And so, cause you gotta make money to, you got to make money.
Yep. You got to put some skin in the game.
And so I had a little savings account. Did I have to touch it all? No, because they're like, everybody wants a shiny object. Everyone wants everything to just like, boom. That's not how the world works.
Nope. It took me a good 3 to 4 months to train mine. For her to figure out my personality. To be like
a well-oiled wheel.
Yeah. Now I don't even have to, between me and you, sometimes I don't even have to talk to her in the morning.
No.
Sometimes we'll go 3-4 days because she has so much already that she's working on.
And she's just telling you what's happening.
And now she's telling me the things I need to do.
Love that so much.
Which I think is fabulous. She's like, Daylene, you need to reach out to this client. Daylene, you need to reach out to this client. So she has definitely helped me grow my business, take my business to the next level, and allow me to get in front of more agents and do more digital deep dives.
Yeah, anyway, I can't say enough about the VA. And that's why after that contract expired, and you know what, for $12,000, this big giant company didn't give me much. Like they did some trainings but I was like, no, this should be affordable and this should be better. It should be better. And so they get weekly trainings. They're one-on-one. They get into my training.
That's what I was going to say. What made you turn your business to that side of it, realizing how expensive it was, and so you were like, no, I see a business in this. I can find great people.
Well, I was growing hard and fast with the virtual assistant. People were like, how are you doing this? And I was like, oh, well, I got it from this company, but it's $12,000 a year.
Which is crazy.
And they lights out. And I was like, not everybody, because I built, me and my husband, 8 or 9 businesses. I know you have to spend money to make money and get a business loan. I have no problem with that.
Right.
And so, but a lot of people are like, I'm living escrow to escrow, paycheck to paycheck. Like, I don't want to spend that. You see it a lot with marketing.
I do.
Business.
I do.
Like people don't even have the funds to have the next client appreciation party.
Yep.
So it's a mindset thing. And so I was like, well, because I had a coach and it was affordable. It's not like the Tom Ferry's of the world where $12,000 a year. Listen, no. Stuff needs to be affordable. And I've been teaching social media. I've been in social media for 20 plus years.
Okay.
It's very scary. Facebook is 20. Facebook is 21 years old.
You are the Facebook guru. You really are. You've taught me a lot of things on Facebook.
And I was spending my time meeting with people because I'm like, community over competition. And they're like, how are you doing this? I'm like, well, let's sit down for coffee. And I could talk for hours and hours, but then they want to meet for another coffee. And I was like, I can't keep repeating myself. Same thing with clients. When somebody asks me a question, I make a video, put it on YouTube for my clients. Buyers Academy, Sellers Academy. And I was like, listen, I just started filming myself. Okay, so here's what you do on Facebook every day. Here's how you do a reel. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
So you touched it, felt like you got into it so that you could see what Facebook and Instagram would actually do for your business.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like some people just pass it off. I have to touch it, feel it, know it. Then I can pass it off, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, it's just putting on my teacher hat. I've always liked to explain and share.
Yeah.
I'm a sharer. Like I want everybody to be amazing. There's enough manna on this world for everybody. So like, why not share? And you know what? It's karma. It comes back to you anyway.
I agree.
And so I was like, for everybody's coming to me anyway, started teaching classes just for freezies. And I was like, well, let's just start a social collective. I mean, it's $25 a month to start, hundreds of videos, hundreds broken down into the platforms. And so when you get a virtual assistant, if you don't want to get into the training platform, which a lot of the virtual assistant.
I got to 8. I got to portal 8 and I was like, all right, my brain is spent. But I will say all of those first few portals, and I feel like I'm a social media, like I'm pretty familiar.
Yeah.
I was missing the boat on so much stuff.
Yeah.
So much, checking links, verifying all of your photos match, like everything talks to each other. I was missing the boat. Didn't know I didn't have a professional dashboard on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Like
connected to your professional Facebook one, then you never have to touch that one again.
And then you look at the analytics and you're like, oh my God, 7,000 people. I had no clue. I thought 3 people looked at it.
Yeah.
So Erin has really, really, really taught me a lot.
And it's teaching you that your followers doesn't matter. The amount of followers doesn't matter. And so I keep mine kind of at a minimum, very organic. It's like around 5,300 or whatever, like on Instagram. And I've been viewed, we can even look it up to verify that you're sitting right here. Boop, 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 boop. Let's go on over here. So 95,000 views in the last 30 days.
Well, aren't we an overachiever?
No, it's just consistency and using the trending sounds, which we teach you. Anyway, so I'm super excited for our upcoming classes. I know that people peace out over the holidays. Like we
kind of lost a little bit of momentum with
over that mentality, and that's fine. It's the same every year. It's not different. But I love to start classes in January, but nobody shows up.
Nope.
And everybody's like, oh, they're still getting their groove back. I've planted so many seeds over the fourth quarter of the year.
Same.
I'm busier than heck. And now the agents are like, oh, let me come up from, the Hallmark phase. And they're like, where's my business? Listen, if you don't lean in the last fourth quarter, you don't have a strong first quarter.
That, and did you write your business plan? Do you know what your goals are? And have you wrote a marketing plan to figure out how you're going to get there? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I do. I'll sit down and I'll say, let's talk about how you want to get there. Okay, well, this is what you need in your pipe. This is what you need going. This is how many phone calls. This is how many emails, whatever it is, but they've got...
In order of desire, open houses, social media, networking, send out cards, gathering emails, sending it out from I do 3 weekly emails a week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
3.
Okay.
Especially these days because we have so many events, so many classes. My husband's a licensed home inspector. Here's the new latest listings, which no agents really care about, but it's there, especially if it's a unique property that it touches somebody.
What would you say the top 3 things are that a real estate agent misses on their social media?
Their phone number. I laugh all day long. I was like, oh, great. Just simply let me look at your Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Where's your phone number? It's so simple.
Okay, now
I'm
she's
dying.
Going to make me go check because I don't know if my phone number's on there. Don't do it.
I could literally die.
So that's the first thing.
Because I'll be like, let's say I'm in the middle of a deal with an agent and I'm like, oh, just let me check out. And I was like, why isn't their phone number on there? I have to tell you, 7 times out of 10, even on TikTok, even on the younger platform, people will text me and they'll text me in different languages. So I've got the Google, Translate on there because I can just copy and paste because my phone number's on there. The older generation, they don't want to DM that's safe. Commenting is, oh my gosh. But if your phone number's not on there, are you kidding me? Okay. I've met somebody and I screenshot and then I'm like, how do I get a hold of them? And I will go to all the platforms and I will go down their bio.
Trying to find
not a phone number. I'm all... Am I just supposed to DM you? Because almost 9 times out of 10, you don't have your notifications on. No.
And that is true.
Notifications on. That's why you just said my phone lives on silent because it is ding, 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 ding. But every ding is a DM that is a question, a client, an opportunity, a warm lead.
Okay. Didn't think of it that way, but you're right. You're 100% right.
And they'll miss the check factor. So I guess on social media, I have an alarm set at 11:45 a.m. and 5:45 p.m. So it just simply dings. I know what it means. And I look because every time, like on Facebook, if somebody else commented, it refreshed. If nobody's commented, you comment on a comment and it refreshes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. So right before lunch, right before dinner time, people are sitting down and you just boop, boop, boop and refreshed yourself, making you the top of the
Moving
feed.
you back over to the top.
Because people always want to share their memories, but you spam yourself because when you comment on a memory and it comes to the top, refreshing.
Got it.
So sometimes I'll be like, why is that photo there from 9 years ago when I didn't have eyebrows? And I was like, oh, somebody's stalking me and commented and it popped up.
And I will see that. Like an aunt will post,
somebody cute going down and loving it. And
I'm like, where did that come from?
It's because they commented and refreshed it.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So now you guys know why we're so excited about this class on February 4th. We are holding it at the WFG Pecos Training Room. We will forward out a flyer. We're going to start.
And P.S. All of our classes are free.
Yes, all of our classes are free. You're going to take away, the only thing you're going to take away
is the wealth of knowledge.
Knowledge, and I might feed you. No, I am going to feed them.
We do. That's our love language. We always have snacks and food and all the things. And the opportunity to repeat, to get into an affordable training portal, to have access to me. I do weekly training Zooms on social media. And so I have, I don't know why I call it the 31-day social media challenge, but it's basically wash, rinse, and repeat. So every 31 days creates a habit. So that's kind of where it came from.
Okay.
And so we're repeating the same things over and over and over, wash, rinse, and repeat, to keep it going, to check on your progress. Adding layers like Google My Business. I have to slowly add because you got to be legit with 2 platforms and then adding another one, then adding a 4th. And as we're talking about it, it can't be on number 7, because then they're like, what happened to Facebook and Instagram and TikTok? So
what I'm also learning, my virtual assistant taught me this, is she has a scheduling system. Don't know what it's called, but I will get it. And she's logged all 7 platforms. So when it's scheduled, it's going to all of those. I don't have to go in and post or do anything individually. So that's made my life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
The one thing I do know on Google My Business, which a lot of people don't know, is there's a spot called update.
Okay.
If you have a listing, you can create an offer. Put your listing there. If you have an open house, there's an event button. Put your open house there. Geotag it. Where's the area? People will be able to find you.
Yeah. So the class is going to be good because even those little things went over my head. I'm visual.
Yep,
visual.
I am. I
so
gotta touch it
you will
and
have
feel
your
it.
computer up. I have to see it. I mean, that's my thing.
Agree.
That is my thing because where's the butt? And I'd look on, I'm out. I'd run and cry in a corner.
I love you.
But that's what
so phone number.
So when you go to these classes, when you go to these conventions and you're like, oh, I've got, just hella notes and all this, what do you do with it? Throw it in the fireplace, put it on a shelf. You never look at it again. That's why having mental assistants like us and coaches and the access and the weekly, getting in there is so important. You go to the gym, you want to lose 50 pounds. A, is it going to happen in a week?
No.
B, is it going to happen alone? Very rarely. You need to have an accountability partner, whether it's a spouse, a friend, a trainer.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Friends in the same class. You have to have accountability. I mean, it's super rare. You're going to find that whoever, Elon Musk, that just did it himself. It's super rare.
Give me one of your success stories of somebody that you brought into your social collective and where they're at now, where their business was and where they're at now.
You. I mean, just because you're sitting here.
You're so sweet.
Because you have so many hats. So you not only are a title rep, you're also plug.
I'm a little of everything. I say a marketing guru is what I say.
But you also own another business.
I do. I own a asset protection company, Direct Deeds. Some of you guys have heard of it. And Norma Green handles all of the day-to-day on it. I just happen to handle all of the marketings.
Right.
So if you see any Direct Deeds marketing.
When I first met you, your hair was falling out. You were your lipstick, that Saturday Night Live. But I think, having a virtual assistant is
has calmed my waters.
It does calm your waters.
Calmed my waters. I have time for the day.
Instead of skipping something that you're going to run out of time, or you don't know how to do, which primarily is me. Like I'm not right-brained, and so I do not create. I am not Canva. I have no talent there. And so I'm like, yo, make a flyer, yo, do this. And she's like, can I do it? Yeah. Would it take me 4 hours to figure it out? Yep. And that is wasted time, in my opinion.
Well, I have to tell you, that's the girl I was. I was getting up at 4 a.m.
and trying to teach yourself.
I was teaching myself, going to meetings all day, writing marketing plans, and then coming home and actually doing the graphic design for the agents. And I'm like, what are you doing? This is not conducive of your time, Daylene. Mm-mm. And then I met Miss Erin, and she saved the day. Literally, I have an angel.
You can't, just like Jesus, like you can't give them a fish. You have to teach them to fish, because if you're constantly, I'll handle it, they will never learn. And if they can't, because I have so many people in my program having virtual assistants that they're like, I'm never going to touch social media. And I'm like, you need a virtual assistant then. You have to do the videos. You have to talk.
Agree.
You have to drop it into a drive. Let them handle everything.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Agree. Yep.
So anyway, you're definitely a success story, and just people.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I felt it after, and it is about month 3, because you have to train each other. You have to make a plan. You know, it's just like hiring somebody in the flesh to walk into your office. You're not going to.
You don't leave them at a desk and walk away and go, okay, do your job.
And I always do say hire when you're slow.
And that was my timing too.
Hence the business loan, tapping into the savings that you have for marketing, you know, being able to cover it for 3 months. Because if you're like, I've got 15 in escrow and I need an assistant, you will hate each other, because I wouldn't have time to teach her.
Right.
And you're like, just do it, just figure it out. I have to go. So you hire people when you're slow, when you can see the crest coming.
Yep.
And I think 2025 is going to be a fun and awesome year.
I am forecasting that we are definitely going to pick up, because we've got a lot of people that are moving to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I hate to talk about the wildfires, because I will go cry. And, you know, just the donations and what we've been trying to do and send over there. And it's terrible. It's horrible. But my ever so positive mother, she calls me and she was like, she's crying. You know, it was like on week 1 of the fires. And she was like, but honey, your business is going to thrive because people are going to move here. I said, do not say that.
Nobody wants to profit off of somebody's loss.
Hell no.
None of us. So what we can, anything that we can do, and when we do post this podcast, we will include links to donate for families toward the fires. But unfortunately, that is a little bit of what we are seeing. We are getting those calls from those California agents that need to place.
And listen, when people rent, I charge to show people rentals, because we don't make any money off of rentals. So I'm like, if you want to see 2 houses, it's $300. If you want to see 6 houses, it's $500. Just, you know, it's a service fee. Totally not charging anybody that needs housing from California. Absolutely not.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So if you just need help, absolutely call me. And we've got the Mickey Ranch, the Animal Horse and Rescue Foundation. And so we opened up stalls for any of those displaced horses, chickens, goats. Like, you know, they've been coming in from California, because we're like,
that's amazing.
Because we have the foundation. We do, you know, like this weekend, if you want to come to the Mickey Ranch.
Tell me.
I will tell you, it's so fun. But like, you know, we have snack shacks, and we charge for like pony rides and horse rides and stuff. And all the money goes for the health and happiness of the rescue animals.
I love this. I love this. I love this. So unfortunately, that's where we're at. That is a little bit of the market that we're seeing.
Yeah.
We're not super excited about it, but we're going to do whatever we can to help and assist.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what I say.
Okay, this was fun, and we're going to dive into the weekly training right after that. You can find us all over social media. You guys know me, your favorite redhead realtor, at ErinPearsonMills.com. Let's talk about how many times my name is misspelled. I'm not a boy. Hi, my name is Erin, not Aaron. Erin. And Pearson, they'll get it wrong all the time. So it's not pear, it's pie. Pierson.
Okay, I feel like I have it down now. I've got it down.
Yeah.
And I'm Daylene, not Darlene. There's no R. And anybody that knows me, or if you've met me, that will be one of the first things that I say is, hi, I'm Daylene, not Darlene. Don't call me Darlene. It drives me absolutely bonkers. I am probably called Darlene at least 3 to 4 times a day. And then they try to make up with it, like, I meant Darlin.
Now
that makes it even worse.
Well, now listen, when you're going to text, it's always going to say AARON. I'm totally kosher with that, because it's built into the phones. Like, I'm totally fine. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's auto texting. That's totally fine. Yeah.
So if you're looking for me, look for Daylene W. McLaughlin on Instagram. And then I also am just gearing off my podcast.
I've heard that. I better be on it.
You are. It is, look for Dishing with Daylene, the Vegas Pulse. We've kind of dropped a little bit of some openings, and we're probably going to launch the second week of February, our first full podcast.
That's exciting.
So I'm excited. You inspired me.
I will follow you.
You completely inspired me. So I want to say thank you to you also.
Well, yeah, and I just filmed a video on how easy it is to start a podcast. Now, okay, let's be clear. I mean, my virtual assistant has set up the entire back of the house, all the editing, all the things like that. But just the simplicity and affordability of the equipment
Yes.
that you need and can use. People think you have to have a studio with those big fancy mics. I'm like, nope.
You don't need any of that. You do not need
just get
any
your
of
voice
that.
out and heard.
Yep. And I'm going to travel and podcast is what the ultimate goal is. It's not going to just be in a studio somewhere.
Oh yeah, I'll be in several different states on a cruise ship, and
Yep.
I'll have to produce a podcast. And so all of this simply fits into my over the shoulder
Her bag of tricks. And she's not joking. And where do they find that list?
Anywhere in the link in any bio. Okay, all the links in my bio. It's on my Amazon shop, and you have my favorite things and what you need for agents or podcasting or anything. And it's just the most affordable things that you guys can buy.
And take your business to the next level and make it findable. So I'm excited.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm excited.
It's going to be a good
Can't
year.
wait to see you guys on February 4th.
And then February 8th for Denim and Diamond.
I know.
Magical 50th.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, you're going to be busy, but I will go ahead and vlog all of that for
All
you.
right. Sounds
It'll be
good.
awesome.
Sounds good.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.